And let me welcome you back to the Takeout. It's a tight, for now, Democratic primary for the United States Senate in Michigan. State Senator Mallory McMorrow, Congresswoman Haley Stevens, and former candidate for Governor Abdul El-Sayed are all polling pretty close. However, some recent polls suggest what might be a surge for El-Sayed in the August 4th primary. Mallory McMorrow joins me now. It's great to have you with us. Why a surge for El-Sayed, and what do you have to say about his candidacy?
Yeah, what's clear in this moment is that Michiganders are looking for a fighter, and there are still a lot of voters who are just tuning in to the election. I'm the only candidate in this race who doesn't just talk about fighting, but actually has a track record. I beat a Republican incumbent to get into the state Senate in 2018, then helped flip our entire chamber to Democrats for the first time since 1984. And as majority whip, I've delivered every day on affordability, civil rights, voting rights, expanding access to reproductive health care, making it easier to start a family. And I'm very confident once we get to talk to voters one-on-one, face-to-face, there's going to be no doubt that I'm the best candidate to take on Mike Rogers and beat him this November.
According to the polling data, and I know that's subject to change, let's acknowledge that up front, Mike Rogers is leading all three of you. Does that concern you?
We need to be very clear-eyed that Michigan is a battleground state. Mike Rogers almost beat Alyssa Slotkin in 2024. He's got Trump's full backing from day one and tens of millions of dollars that Republicans and dark money groups are pouring into the state to try to buy this seat. He will be a formidable competitor. But I know that we are battle tested. We're tough. I've beaten Republican incumbents before. I know how to do it, and I'm going to do it again.
Speaking of dark money, since you brought it up, any of that flowing in your direction? Because I've read reports that the answer to that is yes.
No, certainly not.
None. No, not through consultants, not through campaign arms that help support you or support candidates like you. No dark money at all.
No, we have staff that work with other candidates through other organizations, and it's an entirely normal way that we run campaigns.
Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and litigate with you about California or what you said about the Midwest in an earlier part of your life, because you've said those tweets, which CNN found, represent your authentic side. And authenticity counts in the coin of the realm in modern American politics. What I don't understand, State Senator McMorrow, is if authenticity is your coin of the realm, why delete them in the first place? Why not let them stand and let people make up their own minds on an authentic basis about who you once were?
Yeah, it's a great question. Every now and then, people clean up their social media accounts. We didn't target any old tweets. We mass deleted everything before 2020, as did my opponent, Abdul El-Sayed. I chose Michigan after living all over the country, and I can tell you there is no place I've ever felt more at home. Michigan welcomed me with open arms. My daughter was born at the same hospital where my husband was born. This is where I got engaged. This is where I got married, in Detroit's Eastern Market. And I ran for office for the first time almost a decade ago because I wanted to make this a place where my daughter would stay. That's what I heard in my first campaign. People were actually excited that I had moved to Michigan and chosen to stay. And I heard from a lot of voters who said that I reminded them of their daughter who had left Michigan, and they wanted to know why I came and what we could do to bring their kids back.
What is the authentic explanation for why Donald Trump won Michigan in 2024?
The authentic explanation is he understood that people are pissed off. And for my party, the Democratic Party, that needs to be a reckoning. We cannot continue to do the same old things and expect that people will trust us. I have been calling for new leadership in our party. And what I know is that people are looking for somebody who gets it, who didn't build their entire life in politics. I actually went to college to become a car designer. I graduated in 2008, quite possibly the worst time in American history to try to start in that career. And I had no job. I had no health insurance. I had thousands of dollars in student loan debt. And it took me a long time to dig out of that hole. And I bring that experience with me into this work to fight every single day to make life just a little bit easier for people who are trying to do everything right.
So you're a no on Charles Schumer to be continued Democratic Senate leader. Who would you support instead?
I think we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. I have been explicitly clear. Yes, I believe we need new leadership in the Senate. And I am looking for somebody who fits the blueprint of exactly what we did here in Michigan. We took on tough fights in our state Senate, running great candidates in places we shouldn't have won, including my district back in 2018. Then we helped flip the entire state Senate for the first time in 40 years. And when we got power, we actually did the things we told people we were going to do. We took on tough fights. We became the first state in 60 years to repeal right to work. We restored prevailing wage. We repealed the 1931 abortion ban. We protected clean air and water. And my litmus test is going to be who fits that blueprint, who recognizes that this is no longer the traditional Republican Party, but that it's a MAGA party. And it requires a very different response, not just to win, but to rebuild faith, not just in Democrats, but in democracy.
Two quick questions. In or out? Filibuster, in or out?
Out.
Electoral college, in or out?
Out.
State Senator Mallory McMorrow, I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.